Thank you very much for having me here. I think probably choosing being part of the IT industry is my main problem. You know, stay awake. To be honest with you, I have a lot in my mind that makes me always think all night long. It's no more part of the day-to-day operations of the IT to run the business, but it's more of what is happening in the world of technology. It's quite difficult to choose one specific technology because as we go on, there's always new state-of-the-art technologies, new crazy things, I would say, coming up. So it's always very difficult to choose one. But I'm so much into what artificial intelligence is doing in today's businesses, improving business performances, efficiencies, and so on and so forth. So I would say anything to do with artificial intelligence, and more specifically RPA, which is robotic process automation. 2019 is a very interesting year for the real estate industry. Part of the property development. They have two aspects. One is the actual market related to actually the property aspect, and the other one is the technology. How can you be leading and helping your organization grow faster and compete with your competitors? One of the challenges you would have is majority of the employees in this industry are not coming from an IT background, but business. So it's very difficult to actually get those users to adopt to the technologies that we implement, which meant to be helping us work more efficient. I believe the use of technologies related to artificial intelligence would be a great thing to get the real estate industry adapted to. We have a lot of front-end entities, such as our customers, which are the most important part of our business. And if we could actually implement certain technologies that will get them engaged with us, that would really help. From every single stage of my life and the different industries I worked in, I've seen technology always having a great positive impact, improving business transactions. Of course, I enjoyed working for different industries, and every industry is different from each other. For instance, in my previous experience with an insurance company, it is completely all to do with applications rather than the rest of what technology can do. It's all about how can you improve the availability of the applications of the systems that are related to the insurance business. I would say it's a science. If you think about the technology, we're talking about information, we're talking about the process of the processing data to get information out of. And what can we do with this information? What is the data that you have? How this data will help you? What kind of analytics can you do in order to make decisions that will drive your business towards the future. So it is a science for me. It all depends. It all depends. Usually I walk in and I see big smiles because I make sure that my team is always motivated and they're up for the work, and they know I am not just a boss but a friend. So I always work closely with them. I'm in touch with them. So there's nothing called like a boss and employee or kind of a mentality. So every day I walk in, maybe I might slightly need to change because as an individual you may not have the same mood every day.
Yes.
But
yes.
I have no issues with the team, but they're having just a big smile. Just to relate this, the success that I have achieved within my current position. I have transformed the whole business information technology services from the traditional, on-premise data centers to the cloud.
Oh,
so this has really facilitated a lot for our employees and made everything much more efficient. We're working very effectively now because majority of our infrastructure is on the cloud. So this is one of the biggest achievements. And there are a lot to follow because I have done a lot of initiatives during my employment with my current organization, which is Azizi Developments. And there's more to come. Well, the cloud is one of the very interesting technologies that we should be using if there is no a specific reason related to your own specific business type and etc. Cloud is only supposed to be making your business much more efficient because you don't have to worry about servers going down, you going looking for your own engineers to bring the services out and so on and so forth. Moving to cloud comes in with is a package. It frees your staff to focus on important initiatives. That's one of the objectives. Second thing is your systems are available wherever you are because they are on the cloud. But the aspects that you need to look at is the security aspect, the reputation of the company that you're dealing with, the type of support that you have or a contract that you have with your partner, and so on. But I would embrace having your infrastructure on the cloud, a lot. Senior management do not understand that much about what the cloud is and what are these technologies out there. Is the CIO or the head of department's responsibility to actually study and translate this technical aspect into business language to get your stakeholders buying. It is our duties to go and assess what's available in the market and select the best that suits our business needs. Therefore, I still take it back into part of our responsibilities, not the vendors, not the partners, and not the business. It's us who have to do this assessment and bring it up to the management. Well, to be honest with you, in everyone's life you go through lessons learned. I wouldn't call it a failure. I would call in a room for improvement as part of your career, as part of your experience.
Okay.
We, as individuals, go through lessons learned on different stages of our lives, and the same thing applies to the to us who's leading the information technology of organizations. We have different initiatives to implement. We have different projects. We have different milestones. We work with different partners, different vendors, different teams, different departments. So therefore, there's always going to be some issues in somewhere where you should be learning from and ensuring that this does not recur in the near future. So having, multiple implementations happen during my career, I have learned a lot through different initiatives. And I think the most difficult one is having the business or the employees adapt to what you're introducing to the business that will help the business enhance. So let's say you've got a new technology that came up and you just deploy this technology. And if the users are not going to use, then that's very difficult. That's not something that you can enforce. It has to come from people, and this is one of the biggest challenges I've seen in my life. And the way to go about it is basically get their buy-ins, get them involved, have a clear communication in advance, share your vision, and that's the only way to resolve it. I think they love me so much. I come across on this on a quite daily basis, to be honest with you, and there are certain departments in every organization that really are extremely busy, and they linked up with the decision makers, and they've got to do their own things. That's coming like as a priority from the owners, from the CEO, and they see you as the least prioritized, and that's not the case. But when I always try to use my personal relationship with them, that really helps me, get what I want from them. And this is a very difficult question to answer for me, because I am actually, unfortunately, I'm in the technology, and I always wanted to be in technology. But I think I would have chosen to be, a business side than a technology. I think there seems to be a gap between business entities comparing with aligning with the organization's overall strategy. What I've learned so far is if you're fully engaged with the business units, trying to understand what they do and how they do and where they want to be, then we can really perform better. We can really achieve the overall target or the goal. Where we're lacking here is every department seems to be working individually and independently, where majority of us actually are dependent on each other.
That's true.
And
That's true.
My input is part of the output you're looking for. So I think it's a time to call for, having all of these business units to work closely with each other, putting their plans and visions together, and helping each other understand how to achieve the overall organizational objective. Well, I've stated earlier, I've already done a few initiatives that has transformed the IT services, and now is the time to do the digital transformation. For me, digital transformation, the transformation is the people, and the digital is the tool that we use. So I have been working very closely with different business units to understand where they want to go and what are their priorities. Is it about our customers? Is it about the business efficiency? Is it about generating more revenues? Is it about, there's so many different things to look at, and I've been working closely with all different business units to understand where their problems are and where they want to be, in order for me to identify the technologies that will transform us to the overall objective. As you said, people, having people, the right people at the right time is very important. And to have these people always being there for you, work and collaborate with you to get things done, you need to start having a very good relationship. It's very important to build a very good relationship from top to bottom, or from bottom up. So that will get you out. In today's world, looking at the skill sets is less prioritized comparing with your human part.
Excellent.
As of how collaborative you are, how eager you are and willing to do and take this role. How can you? What is your teamwork? Skills and communications. Because the rest, you just need the experience, and the rest it can always be learned. So I would look into the human factor. I think I would say technology is what is going to take us move forward with our lives, with our business.
Excellent.
So, but having the right technology at the right time is the most important thing. No, I'm not a quitter at all. I love getting into a very challenging roles, challenging organizations. I've never went and chose to join and work for a company that's all settled and everything is there for me. I always wanted to learn. I always was eager to challenge myself and ensure, I can survive. I can make changes. I can show differences. So that's me. I can live in. You can throw me anywhere, and I can survive, and I can do, and I can fix things. It's very important to have a good understanding of the culture, because that will help you out. And a lot will agree with me, because when a lot of foreigners moved to the Arabic world, especially those who came from the Western environment, who did not have a very good understanding of how the Arabs work, for instance, they could not pass the message through. They didn't know how to do it, because understanding the culture will help and facilitate how you should do things and how you should get things done in order to proceed with your plans. Me coming from different background, cultures, traditions, it just is brilliant. It shows I'm very multicultural. I understand and speak different languages, different cultures, different traditions, which is a bonus. And more specifically, if you think about geographical point of view, so I understand the Asians, the Europeans, and the Africans, which is more than half of what this whole world is all about. So it's really a golden opportunity for me, you know, to have this. Maybe we miss him.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I made the difference. Believe me, I'm not just trying to praise myself, but even my management. At some point, my phone rings more than you know, more when I'm not in the office than when I am in the office. So that shows maybe I'm monitored at some point. But no, I would say I made the difference, and that's why I'm used as a friend, as a consultant, as a boss, as a colleague. So people miss that part when I'm not around.
Are we making a big deal out of technology, or is it?
We are, in fact, and we should. And we don't even know what is coming in the near future. So technology is actually playing one of the biggest roles in our lives, from you know, individual, personal to business. If you see everyone around the world today, mobility is something that everybody is gone crazy about, individually as well as you know, organizational-wise. We all on our smartphones, digital, you know, platforms, and yes, and looking at these robots are now doing human beings' roles, and we start having, you know, to think twice about how much longer we will be staying around and before we lose our jobs, and all of those kind of question marks and all. And the reason behind this is technology. Time management is the key here.
Really?
And coming from an extensive background of the project management, so I really have a very good understanding of what time management is all like. You've got to manage your time. There's time for work, time for family, time to socialize with friends, time to, you know, for yourself, and so on and so forth. I try to participate as many as possible in all of these IT-related or technological-related events, forums, summits. I'm a member of CIO.com. I'm a member of IDC CIO Group, CIO Majlis. I still work full-time, and I attend events.
Very good.
But yes, it requires a lot of dedication. And that's the only way to catch up with technology. I think CIOs will remain, and I think in the next 5 years probably the role of CIO will change. We're no longer going to be the ones sitting at the back end running the day-to-day IT operations. As I stated earlier, I've already started working closely with the business units on a day-to-day basis to try to understand where their pain points are and what their objectives are and where they want to be, and you know, and help them get to that destination. Because if I had to function like the traditional way, then I would be sitting in my office just looking at monitors, monitoring the operations, you know, and so on and so forth. But that's not where CIOs are becoming much more involved in the business. I think project management is a great thing, and me working as a project manager over a decade is giving me much more experience than I ever expected, to be honest with you. In today's PMs, I see them are unable to handle, and this is a risk to initiatives that we do as the head of departments or head of IT or head of, or as a technology leaders, and I still have to support the project managers from my partners or from the internal in-house PMs on how much to take it further and manage it, the project properly in order to deliver it successfully. I believe at some point they short-sighted. Is that because of the lack of experience and that they have? I'm not sure, because a majority of the PMs available in the market today is more of like, I'm a PMI certified, rather than I've got this much of experience. And project management is all about experience. Certification will not get you get the work done. It's the experience. There's a lot of challenges that you need to overcome. Thank you very much. Thank you.